Hi, it's Myra with Boutique Paint. Real excited to show you this project. Christmas is around the corner. It's time to start wrapping presents. And this is an inexpensive way for you to have a little bit of creative fun and wrap presents. And so we'll get started here. This is a piece of brown paper, the packing paper, is that what it is? Shipping paper that you can get at the dollar store for $1 a roll, obviously, or you could buy a colored roll of paper from the dollar store, either white or whatever color. Just keep in mind though, with the a lot of wrapping papers are a little bit on the glossy side, so you would probably need a little time to let the ink dry. It's going to take a little bit longer. The nice thing about this craft paper is it's going to absorb the ink quickly and it's ready to go. So let's get started. So Iron Orchid Design came out with 2 holiday stamp sets. This one is evergreen, and the nice thing about this is you could really use this year-round with some of the pieces that they have in it, and you can use partials of this. I actually made an earring card with this end of a stamp, and I was wanting a display card to put earrings on, and so I just stamped this end of the stamp and it turned out beautiful. This one is Holly Jolly with Santa and a Christmas tree, and down here something you can't see is there's 3 snowflakes, which are gorgeous. I love using the snowflakes. Bonus reusable masks. Say that 3 times fast. No. They come in the package. This is something new that Iron Orchid has added to the newer stamps, and then they're also coming out slowly on the some of the older design stamps. And masks are to use when you are wanting to layer your stamps. So say you wanted to put this down, you stamp your tree, and then you want Santa's face to come out of the tree. That sounds a little haunting, but okay. So you can put the mask that's cut out the same as the tree over what you've already stamped, and then stamp your Santa Claus so that you're not overlapping your stamping designs. I hope that made sense. So today I'm using one of the Christmas stamps, but then I'm also using Farmhand, the new one of the new fonts, and block type, and I'm using the 2 from that. You could also use the from. So of course I did my son first, so to keep peace I will now have to do my daughters. Otherwise I will never hear the end of it. You like him better than me. Just because they're adults doesn't mean, you know, those things still aren't there. Let's spell out her name. So what I'm doing is, with the typeset, you're going to put stamping part down. That's right, that's what I said. You'll see why here in a second. Okay, I'm missing. Oh, I have it in my hand. Write it out, and you can adjust it once you get it onto the plastic, if need be. It's going to be big enough, pretty close. So then you just take your thin mount and put it over the top. This is one of the older thin mounts, so it doesn't have all the lines on it. You flip it over and then it's backwards. And it's ready to go. And then I'm going to do the, well, no, I'm going to do the 2 second. So I tried it first with the mixing white, and it came out not sharp enough, not bright enough is probably the better word. So I'm switching to the white chalk. Because I'm using it on the paper, and because the paper is porous, it's not going to come off. So I'm going to go ahead and use that. And if you feel like you need to reposition whatever typeset you're using, this is a good time to do it. And if you're using the newer thin mounts with the lines on it, that helps you align things. This font kind of lends itself to not caring, so I'm not going to care. So just press down. That's good. You can check it, hold it in place, and pull it back. Looks like it's looking pretty good. So we're going to go ahead and lift that. And then, I was hoping I had a smaller thin mount. I'm going to put the 2 on that. Get that inked up. Clean off any extra ink. This is especially important if you're working on fabric, especially in like these little crevices, because the fabric gives a little, you don't want those to come off on your piece. So I'm going to do the 2. Right up. Looks good. All right. So I'm going to do a little bit different. I'm going to use the evergreen for this one. If you're wondering what all this black stuff is, it came off when I took it off the backing, and it was part of the packaging. But it's not going to interfere with what we're doing. You could get white wrapping paper and then do all kinds of beautiful colors on stamped on. Pushing. All right, and there we go. This one in the black ink or the slate green really turns out gorgeous, I have to say. And that would work well also on this paper, is to do not slate gray, stone gray. Stone gray ink would be beautiful to do. I've worked with that already a couple of times, and it turns out beautifully. I'm cleaning the stamp off with a baby wipe. You could use a wet paper towel, or you could just wait and take it to the sink afterwards and use a fingernail brush to get the ink off as well. All right, we're gonna set that one aside. I think I have the snowflakes over here from the other set, so I'm going to go ahead and add some snowflakes to this. And I love these snowflakes. They're so much fun. Clean it up. Hello case with these. That would be so pretty. So I went ahead and just mounted them ahead of time in the cluster of 3. And the nice thing about that is then you can just kind of pivot it different directions, but you can leave the spacing the same. Makes it go a little bit faster. Take a actually don't have to do that. I'm going to take a white chalk pen and write a little note underneath if you wanted to the person. There was a tradition with my daughter that we write. I write silly. I never write to Carolyn. I always write something silly, and then the from is something silly. And it's really funny because one of the kids is always, who is this to? I don't understand. We've been doing this for over 10 years and still doesn't understand that this is what we do. But it makes it fun. And everybody else knows who it's to. Nope, I'll do it this way. So you can kind of, spin this around, figure out where you want it positioned, how you want it positioned before you stamp it. Alright. And there we go. Quick, easy way to make wrapping paper. You can do this year round. You don't even have to use the Christmas font or Christmas stamps. You could use any of the Iron Orchid design stamps. They're all beautiful and would all make gorgeous wrapping paper. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. If you want to find any of these products, you can go to our website. It is www.boutiquepaint.com. If you have any questions there, you can shoot me an email. Thanks for joining us.